Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. It's getting much more interesting. Demilade and Priscilla are right here with me on set this morning, and we're talking about which of your teachers you prefer, the female versus the male. Good morning, lady.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very fine, thank
So
you.
your teachers are going to be coming for you. It's not me. You said
It's
not
fine.
me. You
It's
said.
fine. I'm ready to call them.
This table,
Yeah, like you're really
I'm
ready
about
to
to
go.
shake the table right
Are
now.
you kidding me right now?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
ready.
let's talk about it. Female versus male teachers. Which do you prefer? You're at home, you want to join the conversation, you can call us on 08064738133. The number again, 08064738133. Call us, text message, WhatsApp, join the conversation. And don't forget to take a selfie of yourself watching the show and send to us on the Bumper Breakfast. Let us see you watching and enjoying the conversation this morning. So who goes first? I do. I never passed biology.
Oh, right.
Secret. So my certificate does not have biology on it.
Oh, mine doesn't have chemistry.
Why? Because I didn't even bother to attend the exam.
Whoa.
From SS1, you know biology is compulsory, right?
Yeah.
So I had a really nasty encounter with my biology teacher from special 1 and special 2. So by the time I got to the level of writing in fact SS1, it was done. It was done.
You're not interested.
I was not interested, and I changed. Imagine, I changed schools. In fact, I changed schools. I got to a public school, and my teacher in the public school, Mrs. Olowoyeye, she lives very close to my house, and she checked. The woman just saw that I was failing biology because I just won't write anything in my exam. I'll just carry my book, submit it. You know, when you're quiet in class,
Right.
and then at the end of the exam, you just submit. Take your thing. And then you say, this girl doesn't write anything in the book. So she called me. She checked my results for all the other subjects. So she called me and she was like, what happened? And I told her my biology teacher from where I'm coming from, she has scarred me for life. Biology and me were not friends.
Right.
All the way till WAEC, I didn't write biology. I went to school that day. I sat in the exam hall and I was laughing with my mates.
Why not? That's right.
I wrote my name.
You already telling
She
yourself
had
that
just-
you're not
yeah,
writing.
she
You
had-
had made
I
up your
wrote my
mind.
name. I didn't even bother reading it. I just wrote my name. So they know I
just
came
submitted
attendance and I submitted blank paper. Nothing was on my sheet. So you can imagine.
Yeah, but I had that kind of experience too. While I was in primary school, very smart child. My dad changed my school to another school, and I was angry because I had friends in my other school. So why would you change my school? So I was still trying to settle in. I settled in for almost all the time that I was in that school because I was still really angry with my dad. And then my maths teacher in primary 2, she was always flogging me and calling me names. And she just refused to understand that, okay, I'm still angry at the fact that I'm in this new school.
And I don't like this.
Yeah, and I don't like
Like
this
this
school.
environment.
You know, but it affected me. I used to tell my sister, I'm like, till I got to GS1, my first maths exam, 10 over 60.
Are you serious? Well, for me, the subjects I was quite good at, and I was math, physics. They were all my male teachers, and I was one of the best in those subjects. Like even in my WAEC results, I cleared those results, and they were my favorite teachers too. I was quite good at them, and I realized also that subjects that I was not so good in,
They were
mostly had
female
female
teachers,
teachers in them. And you know, this thing with schools,
You need to clarify. So you loved maths because it was taught by a male.
No.
not just
There's a
because
way
I-
they can
yeah.
they relate. The female teachers are kind of abusive. I'm sorry, but all my experiences with my female teachers, they were not nice.
They don't want to be seen as weak, so they try so hard to be seen as they are strong and they are forced. And most of the times, when you go to school, you like to want to turn to the female teachers because you see them like maybe they are like your mom and they'll be much more calmer and welcoming. But it's not like that. I have a female teacher who flogged me mercilessly because she didn't want to be seen as weak. she didn't want to be seen as, because okay, that day she had given us what to do. We were at it, but we were slow at it. We were sluggish. We were just trying to do it, and she was angry. So she didn't want to be seen as weak. She took her kid and just flogged us anyhow. Do you understand? But the male teachers, they'll be much more friendly. Even male teachers
And they'll be
flog
calm.
you. They'll be
They'll be
much
calm.
more friendly. After they flog you, they'll come back to you, tease you, stuff like that.
I had this male teacher in school that because my mom noticed that I was always failing my exams and all of that, and she was bothered because this is somebody that is smart and all, and so she told me, she was like, should I enroll you in lesson, after school lesson? And
Right.
and she said, okay, this is your female teacher. It became worse because this woman was always insulting me, she was always beating me, and I would get to her and say, I'm not doing this lesson again, there's nothing else to do. But she observed that, okay, the woman was not treating me right. So she went and then met another man to teach me, and it was better because he was always like, you can do. It was always encouraging
Yeah, they're
me.
very encouraging. I can remember my JSS one. My teacher, my male teacher, gave me the nickname Small But Mighty. Things like that. They always
Find a way to
find
boost
a way.
your
But I
morale.
remember my female teacher. She would teach me about being smallish in the class. She would teach me like that. So I didn't like.
So the tease made you feel like she really doesn't like you.
Yes, she really doesn't like me. She would say, I see where I'm so small in the class. I'm the smallest.
Throughout
Things
primary
like
school,
that.
I battled with self-confidence. It was an issue for me. Amongst my peers, I could not talk because in class, you literally just call me out. If I ask questions, you'd be like, shut up, what do you know? I had those kind of. So my dad would see my results after I left primary school and he would be like, I can't imagine that you can get this kind of result. I'm brilliant. I know you don't need to tell me.
This conversation reminds me of my secondary school. I had this classmate who was sickle cell. While every other teacher tries to be calm with her because she was lagging behind in studies, she was always behind. So while every teacher tries to be calm with her, they don't flog her, they don't do all those things. But nobody tended to her to try and make effort for her results to be better. But it was this teacher in particular, business studies. That's what she teaches. Business studies. This man flogs her and calls her names because she's lanky and sickle cell.
She's
she
not
calls her
that
names.
So
this girl,
she assumes that in spite of all you are saying, I have to
doesn't
discipline
care.
you, Sha.
Yeah.
yes, I have to discipline. So in my mind, I didn't like that teacher any day. I was like, what? This girl isn't strong, but still yet you call her names in class when she can't answer questions,
And you beat her.
And you beat her. So that made me upset.
What she
female
just said-
teachers, they no for me.
What she just said made me remember when my junior sister had, because I'm still very angry with my parents for taking my sisters back to the school that I went to anyway, but they changed, like we have school 1, school 2, school 3.
Yeah.
So I was in school 3 and they changed my sisters to school 2. But this my last born, she is kind of she has this dyslexia, she can't see well.
Okay.
And so our teachers beat her for not seeing well.
That's crazy.
They beat her for not. So it was an issue for me because anytime mom says go to their school, and I was always fighting with their teacher. Don't beat my sister for not seeing well. You are not the one.
You'd always notice in school, parents come to fight female teachers. Why? Parents are always coming to fight female teachers for doing one thing to their child or the other.
Okay, the number to call is right there on the screen, 08064738133. Call us. Let's know what has been your experience with your female or male teachers. Who do you prefer? Maybe this would also help the teachers. This is some form of feedback.
Right.
It helps you to know that, the reason why the male teachers get more gifts from the parents at the
More
end
likes.
of the term, is simply because, and more respect, is simply because maybe you don't treat their children, nicely enough. Discipline in love. That's the way it works. But we also have 60 seconds of fame, and we're going to be showing the pictures of those wonderful people. So keep the pictures coming. I'm getting quite a number of them. Keep the pictures coming. Keep sending them. Keep sending them. Take a selfie of yourself watching the bumper breakfast, and you send it right to me on the show, and we get to share with the people at home. And of course, your friends see you and they say, oh. But don't forget, it also gives you the opportunity to win something come Christmas on the bumper breakfast. Call us 08064738133. So yes, if the teachers in question are people who beat, whose beating do you prefer?
Honestly, the female teachers, if they beat me, I don't really feel it. But you know, when the iron and the male,
The males know how to beat.
teacher, but there's a difference anyway.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that when the male teacher beats you, you feel the pain. They still come back to tell you what you did wrong.
Yes.
That made them
They beat you
that
first?
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you know that okay, this is what I did, and I won't do it again. But it's different when a female teacher beats you.
And they just
Body shames you if you are fat. You know, I had those experiences. So, and they still don't come back to
So they even body shame you.
yeah.
and they still
And they're
don't
meant
come
to be
back.
teachers.
And they still don't come back to tell you that okay, this is what you did wrong. The next day, if I see her, I will not even greet.
Well, for me.
So you were a naughty girl.
So I was.
Because she
I was
beat you yesterday, you won't greet her today.
Of course.
but let me tell you something that happened to me.
Especially with the female ones, we just.
I had an
like
experience
that.
when I was in primary school, and then my dad was driving me past school, and I woke up to just check where we are, and it was in the school compound. So my school is school 3, so it's still like inside. And then my teacher was waiting somewhere. I did not see this woman, no. So she came to class and she was like, "Otujere," I'm like, "Ma, come here. You are very rude." I'm like, "What did I do?" She said, "You saw me and you did not allow your daddy carry me."
They can be so petty.
And this woman beats me for not letting my
Teachers can be so petty.
You know, the next day when we passed that place, I was checking up for her. Don't let her
Teachers,
beat me.
when it comes to our teachers, yeah, female teachers can be so petty. They can pamper you if your parents, pampers
Yeah.
them, tips them, all those things. They will take you as their own. But if your parents don't, they do not know you. If your parents don't, they don't know you.
They don't know
They
you.
don't know you if your parents don't. And when it comes to beating, for me, female teachers, they don't know how to be like, they don't know how to, touch children. So they tend to beat you anyhow. In fact, to your face, to your head, they just, but the male teachers, either on your hand or your back, they tell you to like put your head on the table and they just give you strokes of cane on your back.
On your back.
On your hand. But you just see female teachers, they come with rage and anger. A friend of mine said it's like female teachers tend to come with all their baggages from home and come and put it on the children. So they just come and they just plug like,
Mummies, see our life.
So that's just, that's
So
just it.
basically, all the rage, all the pain, all the displeasure from
They
the
just
house.
they just come with it and throw it on these kids. That's what, because
Hey.
we used to look at female teachers who beat and behave like that. We always feel like they're not happy at all.
Yeah, but there can be exceptions anyway, because I know I have this teacher till now. She still talks to me, and there's no issue I have in school that I can't walk through. If I don't tell my mom at home, I'm fine, because I know
Yeah,
she's that kind
There
of
are-
person
there are
that I
people
can
like-
go
there are
to
teachers like
and
that.
talk. I mean, there was a time I had an issue in school that phones are restricted. So you brought your phone. I was helping my friend out, and you were taking pictures. You went to the principal and I said, "They are dating." No. So this woman stood for me like my mom. Before my mom got to the school, say she don't fight for me already.
Yeah, we
like,
have teachers
she
like
fought
that.
for me, and I was just there. I'm like, so it was something that even after we left the school, she always celebrated, and then the other female teachers would be like, "She's using charm
They'll
on
be
the
jealous
children.
over her.
She's using
Yeah,
charm.
she's
they'll
using
be
charm on the
jealous.
children.
Like, I
Why
remember
she's the only one
she
getting
was
the gift?"
She was our Yoruba teacher, and I'm not Yoruba, so I don't take interest in her Yoruba classes. But I just like the woman because she was like a mother to every one of us. She took
So
care
there are
of
always
us.
those exceptions.
So there are those exceptional female teachers, but a number of them.
So let's do a percentage before I round off the segment. So let's do a percentage. If you will say that the government should employ teachers for schools, would you say what percentage of female teachers should they employ? What percentage of male teachers should they employ?
Well, I think it should be on a balanced level.
Right.
I think it should be on a balanced level.
Or maybe we should just say that there are certain subjects female teachers shouldn't teach.
No, we shouldn't say that.
Okay, so
What we should do is make sure we get
They should just
them
be trained.
Yes, so
They
they
should
should
be
be
trained.
qualified to know how to handle children and not just be teachers, but know how to handle.
but some of them can be really pretentious.
But at a point, you will not be
Have
able
you
to
seen
hide
people who are
it.
nice to you in front of your parents, and when they leave, they
They are
Yes,
they are
we
mostly
have
the favorite
them. We have them.
teachers.
They're so nice.
They're so nice.
All right, so we need to take a break on the bumper breakfast to round up the show. Thank you so much, Demilade and
very much.
Priscilla. Are you kidding me right now? You prefer your male teachers to your female teachers.
That's just it. That's just it.
Every time. Your male teachers will be so glad you're saying that. Let's take a break. When we come back, Miriam and Nika Kenny are back here with me.
Midday in Rio, midnight in Tokyo, breakfast in LA, tomorrow morning by the Tasman Sea, 5 o'clock in Paris and Zagreb, 6 o'clock in Moscow, and here is the planet's ultimate game.
1 year to go, and only one place to go.
Rise to another class of gilded Gallic greats.
Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch all 64 matches of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 live on Supersport, your home of unbeatable football.